Hey! How's it going, everyone? Today, I got a start of a new series for you. Welcome to EndTech. EndTech is a technical survival Minecraft server, started back in May of 2019 and version 1.14. And right now the server is in version 1.16. I myself was invited to join the server about like 2 weeks into its life. And since then I have been playing here on and off and doing small little projects and helping out with group projects. I had originally planned to make the first episode of this series much sooner. The entire server group was planning on doing a world tour for the 1-year anniversary of the server, and unfortunately a lot of projects just weren't ready in time, and so they decided to postpone the world tour until a later time. Yeah, so anyways, this series is going to be split into 2 kinds of episodes. Shorter, sort of focused episodes where I'm just focused on fixing or making into a small thing on the server. And then there will be the longer world tour episodes with the rest of the server group. So yeah, this right here is base spawn. Well, it's not actually spawn, but this is essentially the group base where everyone just builds all sort of stuff into here that's all over the place. Yeah, it's a complete mess, and in a way, I think I kind of like it. And as for what's on the server itself, I'm not really going to be talking about that this episode. You can see there's a perimeter over there, but, you know, that will be talked about in a future World Tour episode. Instead, this episode falls into the category of hopefully short and focused. So if we just go through the Nether perimeter here, one of the projects since I worked on the server, or at least the biggest project I've done on the server, was building an ice farm. Essentially building into the ice farm I built in my single player world with some quality of life improvements. And while we're flying there, how about we talk about World Update, my single player world. This EndTech series is going to have very, very little effect on my single player world. Even when I joined back into at the beginning of the server's life, I was very clear to the server members that if I was to play on here, I would be essentially a filthy casual, as my single player takes priority, and still to this day does take priority. But anyways, here we are at the ice farm. We can see it's built up high in Xi, and that way, if we're running any mob farms and such, it's not gonna get a whole bunch of mobs spawning around in caverns and such. Figured, you know, that was a simple way to deal with the mob spawning issue, rather than going through all the hassle of, making a perimeter for this thing. Oh my goodness, this thing took way too much time for me to build and such. I basically designed most of it myself, and I did have some help building it and getting materials together, but I pretty much did 80% of the building, so yeah. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that the server is running carpet mod, and we do have some carpet rules enabled. So if I list them here, you can take a look at them. The ones I'd highlight is we have husks dropping sand, so we got renewable sand, sackable empty shulker boxes, and shulkers respawning in end cities, and I suppose you know, we got some smaller stuff like one player sleep. But yeah, anyways, if you noticed here, all the indicator lamps for the Furnace XP hall here are turned off, which means there is no Furnace XP. A lot of people, including myself, like to come here for tool repair, because this is the best place to repair tools on the server. But of course, now that we're in 1.16, the zero-tick farms that powered the Furnace XP are of course broken. So, for today's episode, my task will be replacing these old zero-tick farms with traditional bamboo and cactus farms. The way these old zero-tick farms were controlled is actually kind of interesting. So if we go up here, we can get a better look. We see these rail lines. Right here we have a hopper clock, and under normal operation, about every 13 seconds it'll send a pulse down this rail line and expand going down the length of the Furnace XP hall. And if that signal comes back, so, you know, say a player isn't in the area for whatever reason, the signal gets broken off. But if that signal comes back, it will end up shooting an item into this portal. On the nether side, it will get picked up and shot back. And when it comes back here to the overworld, well, this area will be loaded. And we will detect into that the item has returned with this comparator, which will go ahead and activate or either refresh this comparator fader. And when this fader is turned on, it will activate the zero-tick farms. And the beautiful thing about this is, say, a player happens to leave the farm area, so obviously the Furnace XP Hall isn't loaded anymore. It will deactivate the portal permaloader, and before this overworld side would typically unload, this comparator fader would fade out, so the redstone would turn off and would turn off the zero-tick farms before the chunks would unload, thus ensuring that the zero-tick farms would not break. And the reason why I highlight this is because I'm going to be reusing this system for the new bamboo farm, since it will be somewhat sensitive to being unloaded at random points. Here we are in a creative test world, and I've already got a small bamboo farm built up right here. Most importantly, this bamboo farm fits in a 3x3 chunk area, so it would be perfect for portal permaloading by having a portal somewhere in this middle chunk. And with this small setup right here, I end up getting about 9.6 thousand drops per hour. So if I wanted to match the old zero-tick into bamboo farm, which was like 60k an hour, effectively I would just want to go ahead and build 6 of these and built right on top of each other. When it comes down to replacing the zero-tick cactus farm, I'm probably just going to be going for an efficient cactus farm like this from Ilmango. It's pretty simple, and all the collection is down here at the bottom. And yeah, when it comes down to how much per hour we need, the zero-tick farm actually got us 18,000 cactus per hour, but we don't really need that much. We only need a quarter of the amount of the bamboo we happen to be getting. So a quarter of 60,000 is 15,000. So that will be our target when it comes down to the amount of cactus we want to go for. Alright, it is now midnight and I have finished the design for the new bamboo and cactus farm. If we go ahead and look in here, we can see the zero-tick farms will be gutted. If we look at this rail pulse line and follow along here, we can see it leads to the new location of the portal permaloader, which is now being used for the bamboo farm. Every time an item is sent through the portal and it is returned, we detect it with this comparator. Push this piston forward with short pulses, this block, and these pistons, and essentially what I'm doing here is, rather than activating the entire bamboo farm at once at a set interval, I'm opting to activate sections of it over time. So that way, you know, it doesn't generate a lot of lag by activating the whole thing at once. So it's split up into 4 segments, and each segment has like 2 of these rows and such. And essentially what's going on here is this ensures that it goes through, activates one segment, then another one, then another one, and then another one, and it goes around and repeats. In terms of rates, this farm is landing right where I expect it to, just a little over 58,000 bamboo per hour, which as far as I'm concerned is right on the mark. Over here we have the cactus farm, which is also right on the mark into that 14,900 cacti per hour. If we go down here, we can see we got some comparator faders right here, along with a little trapdoor. And as the items come on down into here, essentially this trapdoor stops them for a moment and gives them a chance to group up. So that way we're sending the items up to the Furnace XP Hall in larger groups, and thus it reduces lag because you have less item entities in general. And I also got the same up here for bamboo, of course. So now all I got left to do is replace all of this white concrete with a random pattern of stone bricks and cracked stone bricks. And luckily with World Edit, this is pretty easy. So with the replace command, we're going to replace white concrete, ends up with stone bricks and cracked stone bricks. And now will be an even 50-50 spread of cracked and normal stone bricks. And there we go. I'm ready to create the Lightmatic. And tomorrow I'll get to work on building this on the server. After about a week of building with the other server members, it is finally done. The replacement bamboo and cactus farm are built and are online. And in addition, you may see something that I didn't originally plan for, but added it on at the end, a storage room. And because there was demand from the members to have some storage for bamboo, cactus, and cactus green from the Furnace XP haul. The storage system also has a few end-of-useful features, such as if any particular row here ends up getting filled up with shulker boxes of items, then it will disable the sorters for that particular row of storage. So say we get filled up on cactus, don't need any more cactus, then all future cactus coming through will just go into lava at the end there. And same for bamboo as well. And actually, in the case of bamboo, if the storage happens to be filled with bamboo and the Furnace XP haul doesn't need bamboo, then it will actually disable the bamboo farm by preventing this hopper clock from ticking. So basically we'll lock it. So yeah, and that's controlled here at this AND gate. Over here we have a despawn timer, so whenever bamboo gets to the end of the water stream run here and for the Furnace XP, it'll go over this pressure plate and such and activate this despawn timer. Same for the cactus here. And basically when those despawn timers are active, rather than sending the bamboo and cactus all the way around the Furnace XP hall when the Furnace XP hall doesn't need them, we instead redirect them directly to the storage hall. So you can see right now both despawn timers, since they're active and such, these trapdoors are open, and that changes the water flow, since these are waterlogged trapdoors, which sends the items directly to the storage. And of course, if the storage doesn't need it, then it will all just go into lava. Also, if for some reason someone forgets to restock the empty shulker box chest with new empty shulker boxes, then that too will simply disable the whole storage system here. So that way, there's no risk of anything breaking this with this. It should hopefully be completely reliable and foolproof. Hopefully. Anyways, I could continue rambling on for forever, but obviously if I did, that would greatly extend the length of the video. So I'm going to cut it off here. If you're interested in chatting with myself or any other EndTech members, there is a public Discord, and I'll have that link down in the description. EndTech is accepting of members, so we have applications open. So if you feel like you're a fit for the server, then maybe shoot an application there and see what happens. Anyways, guys, until next time, whenever that might be, I'll see y'all later. Bye.